So our engagement period was it was just over a year and a half, something like that.
I think we were engaged for about 7 to 8 months, really.
Yeah, I think it wasn't too short, not too long, but it just happened because I was studying, I was doing my final year, and I was graduating in July. So sort of all the timings.
And I was working and just kind of maximising my shopping experiences just until I had to settle down.
I think it was a month we had before the actual aqd, which is a marriage, but we didn't move in together until the big party, which was 9 months later.
A lot of the conversations was about how things would be later on. Yeah, I think that's super important. You have to, right? It's one of the things you have to do. Speak about how things are going to be after. Get to know each other, learn more about each other. Super important.
I think the advantage we had was we were young. We were so super young, and I think the younger you are, the more adaptable you are to the other person's point of view and ideas. And we kind of we drew a plan together, but we all know that we can't always stick to plans, and plans do change. So our plans did change, and we were okay with that because we were young. We could, we weren't fixed that this is how it's going to be, end of.
I think we talked about everything and anything, like all the time, such that you got me into a lot of trouble with
your phone bill.
Yes, absolutely.
So we used to speak, once we spoke from, I think, 11 o'clock till sunrise.
Yes, that was quite... And so obviously those conversations must have come up. I mean, everybody has dreams of how a marriage is going to be, and that's what we wanted. We wanted the best thing for us. So yeah, we explored lots of topics.
We probably spoke about children.
No, we did, yeah.
We said 4. Now Ali's like, can we get rid of the 2 we have? But yeah, you say things that you're not really sure about, and it doesn't matter, even during that period, whatever you're going to say, life changes, especially if you have your children, for example, circumstances hit you. For example, after we got married, I got sick, and that changes life in many ways. But when you've married a good person, or when you've married someone who fears God, those worries don't seem to be an issue anymore.
Yes.
There are always going to be disagreements, right? You cannot expect for you guys, for anyone to agree with everything, right? It just wouldn't be real. So yes, you're going to have loads of disagreements. We had lots of disagreements, but the key to everything, which I always say, is communication. That when you understand that you are going to have differences, but what you do, the strategies you have, that so you don't fall out over it, but you can discuss it, and you can actually grow stronger through disagreements rather than weaker. That's where you win.
I think we were on our best behaviours, and perhaps, right? But also we were just in that zone of just positivity, and we wanted to show each other our best attributes and what we would give to the marriage, the best of us, really. And I think that we were so oblivious to any negativity. And obviously even the build up to the wedding, there's going to be certain tensions, but we just didn't feel it at all. Yeah. So we just kind of got along with it, didn't we?
Absolutely, I think we were on cloud 9 anyway, in our own little bubble.
I was good. I didn't want to argue too much in the beginning. I wanted to unleash that afterwards.
Is that how
so
it is?
So all the fights came off. I'm joking. No, I was trying to be neutral because I do have an issue with controlling things. So it wasn't with Ali. Ali's doesn't care. You don't care about weddings and tables and numbers of people. And at that point, that was, dealing with the wedding, that was stressful. And that was most of the disagreements with parents. That wasn't Ali, that was just everyone around. Everyone who likes to get involved, and me not wanting people to get involved and having to deal with that and compromising.
The engagement period is super, super important, right? Because that's like where you're in the shallow end before you get pushed in the deep end. You can still get out of the pool, right? If you have to.
I get that. I get where you can jump out, but I think the engagement period, you should give it a chance. And I don't think an engagement period should be prolonged over a year, simply because now after a year of knowing each other, you know whether it's a yay or nay. There's no long in prolonging it.
I think it's vital. I think it's so important because sometimes, you know, in marriage, when it goes on and there are going to be ups and downs in marriage, sometimes we look back at the engagement period and that's such a beautiful period. It is the best moment I think that you can have.
No, I absolutely agree with that. I think that keeps you going. When you have your down periods, it's almost like a reminder of looking back at that period and seeing how beautiful that relationship can be from the beginning.
I think it is important to have a period of engagement because we were lucky. We got to know each other much better, and you know, we felt much more comfortable, even more comfortable. It just gave us more conviction about what we were doing, and because of course during the engagement period certain barriers are put down, and so you get to know the person better. If in some cases red flags do appear, it is a time for you to consider and to think about it. Otherwise, it is important and it is good to have a healthy engagement period.
But if my dad said you have to marry her now,
I would have said yes.
ah,
But I'm just generally, I think it is good to have an engagement period.
As a friendship developed, that's when you know that, you know what, he's a great guy, or you know what, he's a nice person, but it's not for me. So I think that, yeah, we did know each other.
So actually, our engagement period was actually meant to be like 5 years because I was doing dentistry then, and then that was like 5 years. And so the thing was, once I finished my degree, that's when we'd get married. So we were meant to have a 5-year engagement period, but it ended up being 1 year, right? So did we get to know each other enough? Yeah, 100%.
I don't think you can ever be prepared for moving together because that engagement period is very much you're living on cloud 9. So you can say yes and no. You know, we got enough time to have the right expectations, but living with another person, you're never going to be prepared for that. I think you're going to need to, you know, just get into that situation with an open mind.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. We were very comfortable, very happy in that time. So yeah.
We decided the time.
We did, didn't we? Yeah. And we decided
Your
we wanted to
mum
get
kept
married.
saying, "Yalla, get married sooner." No, well, I wanted my sisters to finish university and my family to fly over for the wedding, but I was very comfortable. I was in no rush.
Yeah.